Hi guys, it's Becky. If you're new here, then welcome, and if you're already a subscriber, thanks for coming back. Today I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. I'm following the trend. I am talking about 2024 planner lineups. Planner anxiety before 2024 is real. Planner FOMO before 2024 is real. So if you're already thinking of your 2024 planner lineup, because it's that year, it's that time of year again when we all start thinking of new 2024 planner lineups. It's always in the middle of the year, isn't it? It isn't an easy task to talk about by a long shot, especially considering the amount of companies that are bringing out new planners, what seems like on the daily, at like Sterling Ink, Harriet Wright Designs, Planner Monkey Co, Paper Test Designs, Take a Note, etc. Your normal ones that you've got to include in there as well. It's stressful, and it's like FOMO as well. You want what someone else has got when they've got it. And companies like Sterling Ink that are making you pre-order now in July, the beginning of July, I just think it's shocking. There's 6 months until the end of the year. I don't agree with pre-orders. I just don't. I get it from a shop stance point of view, but you know, you can't expect people to know 6 months before, and it's kind of forcing people to buy something, which I guess, my personal guess would be 9 times out of 10, they're going to sell them. They're going to sell them after, because they'll have changed their system. So if we are in this situation, which we are, and we're being forced to do pre-orders, which we are, then we need a way, don't we, to pick what planners we want to use for 2024. So the way that I'm going to approach my 2024 planner lineup is by process of elimination. It's the easiest way that I've found. I have touched on this before in one of my previous videos, where I did where I wrote down everything that I wanted to plan, what my planner options were, and then I kind of colour coordinated them. And this does work, but that's when I actually knew, you know, which planners I wanted to use. At this point in time, I don't know what planners I want to use. So if you know what planners you want to use, or you're just adding in 1 or 2, or you're just trying to delete 1 or 2, this is a really good way of doing it. But what you need to do if you want to change your lineup for 2024 is reevaluate all your systems before choosing what planners you need. At the end of the day, the planners are there to serve us. We are not there to serve the planners. Now, I'm going to be a bit of a hypochondriac. I'm going to be a bit of a, what's the word when you, like, say something and, what's that word? Hypocrite. I'm going to be a hypocrite here, because you all know, because you all follow me, because you're my lovely subscribers, that I've been working in a 3-book system for the first 6 months of 2023, sorry. Is anything wrong with this? No. Is it working? Yes, perfectly. Does anything need to change? No. Am I going to change it? Of course I am. I'm a planner girl. Of course, you know, I want to try some different planners out. But I know that this 3-book system works for me. Is it the best? No. Are there flaws? Yes. And it's the flaws that I'm trying to address. And if you saw my planner flip through, I did mention, you know, I don't actually forward plan anywhere. I did buy the cousin a Beck to do forward planning in, but it's not going. I did this before. I did this on a year before, and it didn't work either. So, but I've only done 1 week in here. It's currently Thursday the 6th, and I haven't even set this up. So how is this functional? I will go in and put in what I did, but that's the same as what I do in my Stalogy. So I really need to try and push for this to be my functional planner, and to make it work. But I probably will be changing that planner up as well. And then I bought in the A6. A6 is just a little, it's a little size, isn't it? I mean, this is A6. Look at the trunk on that bad boy. Because I realised I do need a social media planner. As I'm getting more subscribers, I'm getting more, I'm PRing for a lot more shops. I need to keep on top of it a lot more for them as well as for me. And I got gifted this planner as well as an A6 one that you will have seen in a haul. My daughter stole the A6 one for her school, but I've got this one that looks very, very similar to a Take take a note planner, which I have bought. I have bought a take a note planner for this year. I'm waiting for it to arrive. I've also bought the Paper Test Designs standard weekly format because I'm thinking of getting their weekly format one. But yeah, so don't think that I'm like sailing easy with just 3 planners, because I'm still confused. What I found to do, one really good thing, what I found to do is, before you decide on any planners or anything, you need to write down, I did it in here, this is just my like scrapbook that I try and plan things in. Where is it? So here, this is when, this goes for goals, but it also goes for planners. So I just write down on a piece of paper what's the most important for me right now, because we are in the mid-year process anyway, so we should be doing like mid-year goal refresh things, which I will do a video on. We should be refreshing our goals, because something at the beginning of the year that was important to us might not be important to us anymore, and the same as something that wasn't important then is important then. Is important now. So you need to know your goals, and then you need to know your systems to complete those goals, because that's what a goal is. A goal is something you want to achieve, and in order to achieve that you need to put systems in place. These systems tend to become our tasks and our habits and things like that that we need to achieve we need to achieve those tasks and monitor those trackers to achieve our goals. So just write down what is the most important for you at the current, like now. Don't even look at your previous one. Just write down, right, what's important for me right now. Because once you've wrote down that massive list of everything, and at the end write down everything you want to plan on top of it. So everything from important dates, even watering plants, you know, if you want to monitor that, taking vitamins, medication, when the bin goes out, like everything, every little thing that, you know, when you do a brain dump and you get a trigger list and you just write it all down, just every little tiny thing, even if you think it's small, write it down. Write a list of absolutely everything you want to plan. And that's what I did in the first half of this year, and that's what I've done this year as well. And then once you've wrote down this list, it's pretty much the same. You're going to write down all the planners that you think you would like to use. Now, if you're like me, and after you've wrote these lists, you are like, okay, I've got my list of what I want to plan. I've got a list of my planners. What the fuck do I do now? How do I fit this list into the planners that I want to try or that I want to use? That's when this comes in for me this year. So I've made a booklet. It's just an A5 booklet. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. In my notes app, like every now and then, something will come into my head and I'll be like, oh, that can go on a weekly there. That can go on a weekly there. So I go into my notes on my planners, and I just, oh, that can go in the daily page there, and I just write. And then what I've done is I printed it out into a booklet format. I've done it so there's lots of space all around for lots of like lots of what's the word, annotating, so I can write on it. This is actually probably the third printout I've done, because I did this one and it was only this, and I needed more. So, but I can use this as an example after. So I wrote down 2024 planner lineup, and then for each of my planners, I wrote down what the planner is. So it's the Paper Test Designs Weekly, and I wrote down all the pages and options they have. So they're weekly pages. What do I want to put in this section in their weekly pages? What do I want to put in this section on the daily pages? And I've printed out, I've just copied from their website the layout. So that's the yearly overview, that's the monthly overview. I didn't bother with the daily pages because they're just gridded daily pages, but I've wrote down a list. And then I've gone to the next planner. I know the cousin, I know the Hobonichi cousin, so I don't need all the sections. I know how it's working now for me is exactly how I want it to carry on working for me. It's a memory planner. I know that's one that's not been changed at all in my system. Then I've got my Hobonichi Weeks, which is a health and wellness one. Now, because you want to bring planners in, you're going to lose some planners. You might not. you might be, because to me, in my head, if I'm going to use the paper test, right, I've got the weeks down. I've got the weeks down. I love it. I love the way that I do it every week. I love decorating the page. I love the functionality of it. But the actual what I put on there is the same. And I can fit all of that into a Paper Test Designs Weekly. Now, albeit the one that I've bought is a standard size TN one, because her actual weekly one, like, you can't get hold of anywhere. So if any of you amazing subscribers of mine have got a weekly Paper Test Designs planner, I will literally sell my soul for it. But yeah, so in my head, I'm like, okay, I don't want to bring in like a million planners, because, you know I don't work well. I don't work well under pressure, and I know that if I've got loads of planners, I just won't stick to them. I know that because, you know, I've been planning for a very, very long time, and I know now that my system, like, works for me and what works best. But that's come from years and years of planning, you know, and you've got to get to the stage where you know you and what you want to plan and things like that. And I know there's a lot of people that watch my channel that are like brand new beginners, and I will do a video. Someone asked me if they'll do just like a simple broken down video of planning, like, you know, 101, and I will do that. Yeah, so I have, by process of elimination, I haven't started on this one yet, but I did on this one. So let me just, I'll get to that one in a sec. So Hobonichi Weeks Health and Wellness, I know that's a planner that can be moved into the Paper Test Weekly. So all of these things I can fit in here quite comfortably. So that is a planner that I could swap out, because I don't want to be inundated with planners. The Wonderland 222, the A6 size, that's a planner that I need to add in. Could I put like all my YouTube planning and everything in my functional cousin that I've just bought? Yes. Am I going to buy another functional cousin for 2024? No, I know I'm not. I have pre-ordered the Wonderland A4 Unstacked full edition, but I will like try and get to that at the point. I'll see where I am with that. But at the minute, my memory planner, my weeks, and my A6 Stalogy are working. But a Wonderland 222 can be bought in to do my kind of YouTube planning. And what I did is, because I know that I was getting a Wonderland 222 in A5, and I knew that I was getting it in A6 as well. So I've just got like I bought it off someone, they had used it. I've just glued the pages together that they've used. It doesn't really affect how I want to use it. And so I bought in this Wonderland 222. And what I did is I just screenshotted or saved the image off the website, and then I came in after the fact and I was like, right, what can I do in each of these? So the black is for YouTube and Insta, and the pink is just like for A5. So I wrote down ideas of what I can do in each one of these sections, so that I was using each one of these sections. And also by process of elimination, I'm like, upload schedules and Insta schedules isn't really, like, the weekly is too big for that. So you can play around with the layouts of your planners purely just by printing them out. Print out the layout that you've got, and then use your list. Do it in pencil, do it in pen, print it out as many times as you want. Use your list of everything that you want to plan and put it inside on one of these pieces of paper. You can even go one step further, and somebody did mention this in one of my comments. You can even print out the size of the planner. Like, if you haven't, like, I've got Hobonichi Weeks, and I know the Paper Test Designs Weeks is the same size as the Hobonichi Weeks, so I don't need to do that. But I did it before. I did it all with rings planners. You can actually print out paper and cut paper up to the size of the planner that you're getting, make it into a book, and literally draw in the layouts, draw in all of the layouts of that planner, and use it for a week. Just roughly use it for a week, and you'll see quite easily, quite quickly, excuse me, quite quickly whether that planner is going to work for you or not. I've done that before, but when it comes to sizes now, I'm quite happy with sizes. I've gone through all the sizes, so I know A4, A5, B6, standard, Stalogy, you know, A6. I know all the passport, all of those. Like, everyone is harping on about these teeny tiny passport planners that have got about that many pages. What the fuck are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Like, I want one. I want one. I actually want one. I want this teeny tiny planner that's like this thick. And where's it going to go? What am I going to do with it? I'm not going to do anything with it. And then in my sneaky little head, I'm like, you could carry that around and use that as a brain dump. Maybe you do need it because you're not brain dumping anyway. Guys, you need to be strong. You need to be strong. Like, as well, with your planners, I've been planning. I've had a cousin for the last 4-5 years. And this is the first year that I've actually clicked with it so much. I literally am in here every single day. I will come in the back and I will set up, I say every single day, not every single day because it's Thursday and look, but I will catch up in this. There is journaling on every single page, every single day, pictures, journaling, stickers, you name it, we've got it. I am behind on the weekly memory planning, but I like to be behind because then if I've got no videos to record, I can just, I love that one. I can just record a shit ton of new videos. So yeah, I know that, you know, I've fallen in love with that this year. And I've also fallen in love with my weeks because I've actually found a way to use it. And the Stalogy's always been the Stalogy. It's whatever's left over. I have got a list of what I put in my Stalogy. Sorry, I needed Bob. I have got a list of what I put in my Stalogy, and the way that I'm thinking is if I want to include a planner into my system, I have to, like, it's one in, one out. It's one in, one out, unless there is a specific reason why that planner needs to stand alone, which I feel like my social media one needs to stand alone, but I also feel like it needs to be in my everyday carry because it's social media and YouTube and that I think about loads. Take a notch there that I think about loads, like when I'm on the go and stuff. So if I can include that into a new planner, then I will. So as you will see, my choices to try and process of elimination is Paper Test Weekly to replace the Hobonichi Weeks. I don't know, right? It's really hard to let go of a brand that you trust, that you know very well. You trust the binding, you trust the paper, you trust everything about it. Last year, I didn't make a Hobonichi order and I literally regretted it. I just regretted it, and I didn't get it until like February, and I literally back planned and fell in love with it. I bought the sterling ink instead, and I was disappointed with the sterling ink. I was disappointed with the cover, the binding, everything. Like, I know she's addressed loads of issues, and you know, she's been amazing at listening to customer feedback, and you know, go for it if you want to, but it's kind of put me off, and it's made me a little bit scared as well to trust other companies, because they're all saying, oh, it's 52 GSM, TEMU River paper, and that don't mean shit if the binding's not good. If the binding's rubbish, I know an A6, I know a Stalogy is literally going to be like, you're going to be able to chunk that bad boy out. Look, I mean, look at that. I know for a fact the binding, look, it's still there, I know for a fact that is going to literally stand the test of time. This has only got 6 months in it, but look, there's nothing wrong with that. That ain't coming apart. So it is scary when you try out a new planner, and that's why I'm happy that I ordered the weekly standard Stalogy, because it's the same weight paper and everything as her full weekly, so I might get an idea of what the paper's like. That's why I also ordered the Take a Note planner, just this year's one. I got it really discounted, so that was really good, just so I can give it a go. If you can do that, do that. If you have the money, do that. Give these planners a go. If you don't have the money, make the planners, like I just said before. Make a month's worth of each planner, the exact size, the exact layout, everything, and see if, you know, see if that's what you're doing. See if that works for you. So now let's get into what I am doing for What Planner in 2024. So you can just get a notebook and put things I want to plan in 2024. To make it a little bit easier as well, I will always do subheadings. So I'll break them down into things that I want to plan monthly, weekly, daily, and I'll do a yearly as well. Because the thing is, when you start thinking about things that you want to plan, if this is too much for you to break it down, just literally write a massive list and then colour code, right, this needs to be on a monthly, this needs to be on a weekly, this needs to be on a daily, this needs to be on a yearly. But in my head, I can kind of already know that for monthly planning, I need a highlight. I like to have a highlight of the day. I need it to be functional forward planning. I need it to be a YouTube schedule. I need to record weight, record measurements. What else do I need to do on a monthly? Why is my brain gone completely blank? A food plan I always like to do on a monthly. Important date, that's functional and forward planning, would be important dates, birthdays and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll leave monthly and I'll just go across to weekly, to things that I want to plan weekly. And so we have memory planning, because I do that on a weekly. Weekly I also write weekly. I want to do my meal plan, my mental health tracker, water, reoccurring tasks, goals tracker maybe, habit trackers if I need them, to-dos. What else do I need to do on a weekly? It's quite hard to think. You just need to take your time to do exercise. Once you've done your goals and you've broken your goals down, that you can break them into what you want to achieve monthly. So if you want to achieve a certain amount of weight monthly, you can break that then down to weekly and then down to daily. That's what I tend to do, and that tends to help me with the things that I want to plan. So I know I need a cleaning schedule so that I can follow that. Monthly, I do my monthly reviews. They really help me. I also need to weekly schedule my videos again, and when I'm filming. Weekly I need to do Willow and Loki's homework. I need to schedule that. Monthly, school activities, trips, things like that needs to go in there. What else? Any relationship goals, they need to be programmed into the weekly. They also come from relationship goals. They also come from the monthly. I'm a massive fan of using the monthly at the minute to put absolutely everything on. Okay, right, I'm gonna have to have a little think, and then I will finish my list, and then once I come back from that, we'll go on to the next section. So if this isn't, if this doesn't interest you, then don't watch it. But I wanted to go through my process of how I do things to show you. So what I'm going to do now basically is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to look at the planners that I'm currently planning in each section, and I'm going to go, well, you know, I've got that one, I've got the functional side of that one, and then I'm going to go to the weeks. I'm going to be like, okay, what do I plan in the week? So I know I plan my water, I know, well, I need to get to a more recent one, my water, I track my goals, I track my like rating of the day. So weekly I want to rate my day, that can go in daily as well, and a daily health check-in, which will probably go to the dailies as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look through all my planners and I'm going to decide, you know, what needs to be done monthly, what needs to be done weekly, and what needs to be done daily. So you do that as well, and then we'll come back to this point. So that's mine done, and however you decide to do the next bit, do whatever is easy for you. So because I've got a rough idea of what planners that I want to use, I have printed them all out and put them on to here. But this way of trying to find out what planners will go with what is to write down a list of your planner options down the side that you want to use, and then look at them and collate them with the things that you want to plan. So when I did this in 2023, my Hobonichi, I was going to have a Hobonichi Weeks which was functional, and a Hobonichi Weeks which was Slimming World, which I changed to mental health. So my meal planning and Slimming World stuff all went into there, and that's fine. I'm happy with how that's working. It's not a Slimming World one, it's a mental health one. And then I go to the next one. So, okay, I want to use a Hobonichi Weeks functional. I want to be able to use the B6 sterling ink, which obviously changed. I want to be able to use a standard, and I want to be able to use a TN. So basically that's what I did. I said, right, what am I going to use my sterling ink cousin for? Looking at my like monthlies and things like that, and I was like, okay, that's going to replace, because when I bought it, it was bought to replace the Hobonichi cousin. So everything that I would do in the cousin, so highlight a day, any kind of journaling, memory planning, back planning, all that would go in there. And then for my Stackry that I wanted, it was like other stuff, like my monthly schedule, my goals, my monthly reset, my daily schedules, to-do lists, study lists, schedule breakdown, breakdowns, all of that was going to go into the Stackry, which is where it was. And then there was a planner that I wanted to try, but you know, I had everything where I needed to be. I crossed it out. My budget planner is an online spreadsheet. I don't need a budget planner specifically, so that was a get rid of as well. And then I do have an A6 rings, well, kind of like Stackry, where I have all my like annual collections and like collections kind of things. So if you want to do it this way, this is a really, really good way to do it if you know what planners you want to try and use. And it does take a lot of back and forward, right? Okay, if I want to be able to use that one, what can I take out of that one, and what can I do with that one? And then also there's this way. What I've done as well to help me more is I've found out the grid sizes of all of the planners. Now I know I like the grid size in, well, I like it in the Stackry and I like it in the Hobonichi Weeks. The one thing I'm a bit unsure of is the A5 in the Hobonichi cousin, which is already quite a small grid. Quite a small grid compared to, I don't think I've got a blank page in that, compared to, let's just do Wonderland 222, because Wonderland 222, for some reason I decided I didn't want to write down. I've got it, right, it's not very professional, am I, in these videos? Come on here with all good intentions of being all professional. I can just bloody have a look. It's in here, it's in the back. Wonderland 222 A6 3.9. Whoop, picking that up. It's 3.9. Let me just write Wonderland 222. What was it? Oh, guys. Hope you didn't come here for a professional video. I'm just trying to take you through 3.9. I'm trying to take you through as much of the process as I can get. So which one was it? Yeah, so 3.9 and the Hobonichi is 3.7. So yeah, the Hobonichi should technically be a little bit smaller than this one, which I would say, because I can see through the page, that you can tell like a tiny bit. Let's make this easier. Let's fold this page so we can put it right up by a line. So hopefully I'm showing you this so when you decide on planners, it's actually a good idea to know the grid sizes. So I am lining up that grid there, and do I need to come in further? You can see the tiniest difference. Can you see? From there to there. So the cousin one is a tiny bit different from the Wonderland, and it's different by what we're doing. The cousin A5 is 3.7, the Wonderland's 3.9, so that's by 2. This one, take a note, is 2 smaller than that. I haven't got any planner. In fact, what is this one? Looks small. Let me find out the grid side of this one. This is a Your Planner, and it's from Charter 81. I have got a discount code down below. It's a 6-month planner, and it's actually got the same kind of layout of a Take a Note planner. So if you do want to try out a Take a Note planner, then you know this is definitely one that's worth a go. The grid on this is 3mm. So the grid on the Take a Note planner is between 3mm and 3.5mm. This is a tiny grid. I don't know if, bearing in mind I have got a little bit of leeway. Let's see. I don't really want to use, oh, I did a template. Is it the same size grid? Yeah, so this is that's how small your handwriting is going to have to be compared to what I would normally say. But it is a little bit bigger, so I'm used to writing quite small, so I think I'll be fine in the Take a Note planner. So, I mean, I'm digressing, I know I'm digressing, but all these little things have an impact to me on whether that planner is going to be a bit suitable or not. Like, gone are the days where I'm just going to be buying planners willy-nilly, which I'm completely contradicting myself, aren't I? Because that's exactly what I've done. Yeah, I use like the different grid sizes and working them against each other to see, you know, how, if I'm going to be able to write in it, how it's going to go. So there is the way that I've just showed you to do, which I can never find in here. I didn't do this till bloody September last year. Why am I having to do it in July, sorry. Why am I doing this in July? Because we love it, don't we? Us planner people, we do love this, really. I'm making out like this is a hardship. It's not a hardship. I fucking love it. I love like when a new planner comes out and I'm like, oh, can I get that in my system? Can I use it? What can I do with it? How's it going to go? You know, what videos can I do with it? I love it. I love it. I love all of it. All of this. Like, I like getting technical. I like getting deep in there and finding out, you know, what's going to work with what. The one pages I haven't really like found a use for, apart from like for my YouTube channel, is all the kind of review pages and things you get in the Sterling Ink, and you get them in the Wonderland 222. Like in the Paper Test Weekly, you get like a year at a glance, you know, with all the boxes and all the days, and then you get a yearly overview, you get your monthly pages, and then what's the rest of them? Then you get your weekly pages, and that's it. You know, you get a couple of notes pages in the back. I love that. I love that small, you know, no niff naff and trivia. It's just a functional planner. Where this, you get that yearly overview, you get a quarterly overview, you get a tracker timeline, you get a weekly, you get like a May review, June review, you get loads. Take a note again, you're getting that yearly. It's really, really pale, isn't it? You're getting that yearly overview. You're getting this like 2-tracker thing, which is confusing me. Not really sure what I'm going to use that for. And then you're getting your yearly index. So I know that that's 11 grids across on a 3.5mm planner. But I also know that the Hobonichi Cousin, which is the one I'm most used to writing, is a 3.7, and that's a 3.5. So it's going to be slightly smaller across, because this that's just your yearly index, so it doesn't really matter how much you can fit in, but you can, you know, count the grids in the yearly index that we get here and count the grids there. There's 11. What is there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with larger grids. So it is going to be, you know, quite a little bit smaller, and it's nice to know, you know, how many things you can fit in there if you do want to write down those things. And then it's just got a monthly overview, and then it's got a weekly overview, and then you just go into your dailies, which I really, really, really like the idea of that as well, because it, in fact, one thing I forgot to write, I do want I'll do it down here. I want a commonplace place. And I'm going to do a video on that. But basically, I'm sick of writing notes in my phone or in bits of post-it paper, and they're all over my desk, and then I look and I say, do I need that? And I chuck it, and then I do need it, and it's like, I'm sick. So I need somewhere to put my commonplace stuff. I have been starting to do it in the back of here, but, you know, I don't know if this is going to stick around. I don't know if I will replace this with the take a note when that comes, to see how that works as a thing. But I have been just writing like films that I've watched. So I've put my my Vlogmas ideas here. I've done some mind mapping here for different planners. I've done YouTube videos idea, routines, Sticky Monster Co. I did an order and I had to plan all that out, and dashboards. I did a brain dump there. This is all the sizes of the grids, and then I watched yesterday The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. It was directed by I forget his name, Morgan Freeman. Oh my god, it's like an hour and a bit long. Basically it's about a, well, no, I'm not even going to tell you because it's triggering. Go Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. If you want to know, just screenshot that and read it, because yeah, it made me sick to my stomach. So this year, how I'm doing it is pretty much the same as this, but I'm skipping this step because, you know, I've been planning for a while, and I know that I can I know that I can do this. So I will use different colour pens for different things. So like when I've got the Wonderland 222 and I've got it coming in an A5 and an A6, like I did show you here, this is basically what I'm going to be doing now. So on this one, I just printed out the Wonderlands, and I was like, right, what do I need to, how can I fill these pages? Because I knew I wanted something for my YouTube. That's what I'm going to focus on, not really the pink one, but my YouTube one. So I was like, right, what can I use in this section? And I can colour code my video uploads. This can be a monthly, because it's like a calendar. I can plot videos in there, and then I can use this section here to do my statistics and things like that. Then you get a tracker, so I could use this as like an upload tracker, but again, there's lots of repeating there. And then I'm getting a weekly layout, which like it doesn't really function well for me for a YouTube planner. I don't really need the functional, like that kind of layout. So, but I have put like upload schedule, post film, and I've thought about forgetting about the lines and just doing like a film edit upload for the week and things. And then for my notes, it's going to be video ideas, collabs, pretty much what I've wrote here, schedule plan, Insta, revenue, subs, PR codes, and all that kind of stuff. So I do that, and I do that with all the planners, and then I might want to try to use the planner for two different things. I might think, well, how about I use this as a YouTube planner? I'll do that in one colour. Or how about I use this as my health and wellness, and I'll do that in another colour. And I'll just keep doing that until it clicks. Until I know which one I need for what, or whether I need to try a different planner, or whether I just need to go back to the system that I've used. But like, do take the time to sit there and go through what you're actually wanting to plan. And what planners you want to use, because, you know, there's nothing wrong with buying planners if you've got the money, like, to see if you like them. There's nothing wrong with that at all. For most of us, this is a hobby, and, you know, it's what we like to do. We like to try all the sizes, but with, like, the cost of living nowadays, it's getting really, really hard to justify buying planners that we might not even use. And also, we have to take into consideration as well if we're just normal functional planner people, or if we're decorative planner people. Rachel in Theory, I think, is her name on YouTube. She did a really good video on whether you're a decorative or functional planner. But even as functionals, we still, you know, you still like to buy like the dashboards and little like dot stickers and something like that. And some people like the option of having like multiple planners, like I do. And sometimes repeating information across planners. I mean, that's what Lindsay Scribbles does. Like, you've obviously heard of Lindsay Scribbles. If you haven't, then go and find her on YouTube, because she planner hops a lot. Like, and everybody loves her style is relatively the same. She uses a lot of TN, a lot of like Alistair method kind of planning, and she uses a bit from the bullet journal method, where she rapid logs her dailies, but she's putting the same information in multiple planners, and she does that because she knows that's the person she is. She knows in 3 months' time she might want to go back to the Hobonichi cousin, and she doesn't want to go back to it with empty pages, so she's more than happy to do that. And I've been happy to do that in the past as well. We just move different information around in different planners because I like the planners. But yeah, it's your choice at the end of the day. You can do whatever you want. If you want to buy 10 planners and put the same thing in 10 planners, you can. But the majority of us haven't got the time or the money, or just don't want to repeat ourselves that much. But you do what works for you. And there is, like, one thing I do want to just say before I go. I hope this video has been, like, not all over the place, and I hope it has give you some tips and tricks. But one thing I will say to you is, don't let social media stress you out, give you the anxiety, and like, it gives you FOMO. It really, really does. And it's like, it's getting hard now with like plannering is getting, choosing planners is getting so much harder nowadays than it's ever been before. Like, when I started planning, it was Erin Condren, and some people did a bullet journal. You know, that was pretty much it. Oh, and you had the Happy Planner, sorry, which was discs, and you had Filofax, which was rings, and it's just exploded into this massive thing, and it is I find it really stressful. And then somebody else will bring along a planner, and I'm like, fuck, I have to go back in and, you know, work it up. But once you've got the basic information down of things that you want to plan, and as you go closer and closer to the year, you don't have to buy these planners now. A lot of these planners are like paper test ones. You can't buy until September, October anyway. It's only the ones that are forcing you into like doing a pre-order and everything that you need to worry about. But also, don't forget, 9 times out of 10 somebody else will buy it off you for what you paid for it, because it always happens with the pre-orders, so I wouldn't worry about that. So yeah, let me know how you get on. Let me know if this was informative in any way, shape or form. I'm not sure if it was helpful, but I do try to be helpful. And if you want to know anything else, then just let me know, hit me in the comments below. And yeah, I will do an updated lineup video, because I am going to change some things. Once I've done all this for myself, I am going to like move into some planners to try, and I will try the paper test and then take a note, you know, when they come and things. So I will do another video nearer the time. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. If you stuck this long, then thank you very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.